Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to give you some manifestation advice, especially regarding love, okay? Whether you're manifesting like a specific person, a specific version of your person, right? Or honestly, even love in general, soulmate love. I feel like this should work for like literally everything. You can make it work for anything really, okay? So this is going to be a mix of self-concept affirmations, blanket affirmations, revision affirmations, a combination of those, as well as just general mindset advice when it comes to manifestation. And you can also apply this to other areas of your life. It doesn't just have to be love. I know a lot of people are like really focused on love. That's something that they really want in their life, right? Like the two main things that people really want are like love and money, right? Or love and career success. So yeah, I am going to give advice on those, as well as again just general mindset advice. Okay, so yeah, let's see where the conversation takes us. I feel like I always end up just kind of like talking about anything that comes to mind when I manifest. I did take a bunch of notes, so I will refer to these as I speak. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is deeply internalize that there are infinite versions of your person, because there are infinite parallel realities. Okay, so even if you've only been like experiencing one version of your person, right? That they're doing this one thing, or this one thing is happening to you in love, and you just can't seem to like get out of that loop, that pattern. Okay, here's the thing: you're in that pattern of observing that. You're in that loop of observing that. They're not in the loop of, showing you who they are. No, you are observing that. Okay, you are observing that version of themselves. The only person that needs to break out of a loop or pattern is you. Okay, so like there's no reason to like get mad at them, like, oh, they're continuing to add people on social media, they're continuing to not contact me, this, that. What are the beliefs that you hold about them or about the people that you're into, right? And what are you doing to actively change them? And just as important, what do you do when you experience something that you don't want to experience, right? Because a lot of you will like continue to manifest, affirm, script, whatever, and then you won't like see that happen, and then you'll get mad at your person, then you'll be like, oh, why is this not working? Maybe you'll even get mad at yourself, right? But the thing is, if you just keep going, instead of like using that energy to like, express anger at something external, because at the end of the day, just forget even the mirror analogy. Like I'm sure you've heard that a bunch of times, that everyone's just a mirror. People are you pushed out, right? Or they're your assumptions pushed out. Maybe they're not exactly you pushed out, but maybe they're your assumptions about certain things pushed out, right? That while all that does hold true, at least for me, at least that's the belief that I have, I think another thing that you have to like keep in mind is that, hey, there is another reality where they're not doing that. There's another version of them that is not into that thing at all, or is not into that circumstance at all. Like they're not attached to that circumstance at all, right? There's a third party, there's distance, or like whatever it is. Like people have different things, like maybe they have like commitment issues, or like maybe you don't like their like financial situation or whatever, right? There does exist a reality where they're not going through that. And I know this is obvious, I know a lot of you probably know about this, but sometimes when you get stuck in a loop, just think, okay, well there's infinite realities, there's infinite versions. Why do I need to keep myself stuck in this loop of observing that version of them? I don't, right? So yeah, once you change that, you will start seeing like evidence or signs of them interacting differently. Maybe you'll notice this in other people. Maybe something that you want your person to do, you'll notice other people doing or saying. Maybe you want your person to come and say, oh, like, there's something very specific you want them to say, right? Someone else will start saying that to you, and that's a sign that things are working. Sometimes you may, like I mentioned, you may see behavioral changes in things or people around you, and also behavioral changes in yourself. How are you reacting to that thing? Okay, I'm not saying you need to be 100% like happy, trigger free, like, high vibrational to manifest. You don't, but like, if you really want to get rid of that circumstance, what is your emotional reaction to it? Or just what is your reaction to it, right? Like, let's say you're manifesting this person and you feel like they're kind of a player, like, oh, they're talking to all these people, or there's a third party. When you hear about them being with the third party, what's your reaction? Are you freaking out, or are you just like, okay, well, you know what? I'm smart, and I know that this third party, the circumstance, is actually helping them get back to me, because I know that every single thing that is happening is a bridge of incidents that's leading them back to me, right? When you change your thinking to that instead of, oh, why did they always choose this third party over me? Why am I always just never chosen? Why does every person in the past always like choose someone else, or they're always into this specific type of person that has this and this, and maybe I don't have that, right? That's like being in like a scarcity mindset. You don't want to do that. You have to tell yourself, okay, well, that's the past. That's just one reality. Honestly, the past is literally just another reality. It's even just your perception of the past, right? Just shift your thinking to, okay, well, no, I'm always chosen. I'm always the one that they want to be with. Sorry about the random like buttons. I don't know if you see that, but I am filming this on live. Yeah, I'm always the one that they want to be with. I've always been chosen in the past. Everyone has always come back to me. You know, I used to actually like have this, stream of thinking. You know, in the past I have been broken up with people, and they dated these other people that made me feel bad. But then also I did notice this pattern of them coming back to me and saying like, you know what, actually I liked you better than anyone else that I've dated. Like, I actually had an ex that, said that to me. Basically, like, he broke up with me and he started dating this girl, not, too long after me, for them to break up. And then, months later to tell me that, oh, actually, you're the only one that I've ever liked. So who cares? Who cares if they have a third party? Who cares if they're, with that person? Or maybe you even think they're with that person and they're not. They'll come back to you and be like, yeah, maybe I thought I was into that person, but not really, actually. I'm not, super into them. You're the only person I really felt, true feelings for. And I know, that, I'll do tarot readings and I'll say, that they're going to come back and say that. But that's actually happened to me. I've seen, if that can happen to me, that can happen to anyone. I've seen other people, share stories of this happening to them, okay? That's why, circumstances don't matter. There were times where I thought I was really, really into someone for me to not be into them at all. Not even I forgot their existence, honestly, I can't even think of examples. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're seeing them post pictures on social media, or it doesn't matter just what you see. Maybe you even saw them in real life holding hands. It does not matter. Circumstances do not matter. Okay, feelings can change. People change all the time. People go through big changes all the time. If anything, if there's anything that's constant, it's change. That's why you never have to feel you're permanently subscribed to a reality. You're not. Even think of actual subscriptions. You don't have to be permanently subscribed to a platform you don't want to. You can cancel your subscription anytime, right? So cancel your subscription to thoughts that don't serve you, to the reality that you don't like or doesn't serve you anymore. Okay. So yeah, the other thing I want to talk about is you have not been rejected by your specific person, or even the type of love you desire. You've been protected from an undesirable lower version of them. That's why rejection does not exist, okay? You have not been rejected by them. You've been rejected by this version that honestly, would you even want that version of them that's acting that way? No, right? You want that good, better version of them. So honestly, you shouldn't even take it as rejection. Be like, oh, that's not a rejection. That's actually protection, which I know is going to be I'm going to redirect my thoughts into what I do want, and I'm going to end up manifesting that. I'm going to end up manifesting my dream reality, right? So, it's really about your mindset, the perspective that you're viewing things through. If you're going to think oh, everything's been a rejection, just no one wants me, that's then you're going to feel sad and down about yourself forever. Even think about I know there were times that I'm sure this has happened to everyone. Maybe you wouldn't even know about it, but there were times where you took one path instead of another, and maybe it turned out that path ended up having an accident down the road, right? I feel your subconscious mind is very smart. I feel especially if you're into robotic affirming, you're saturating your mind, you're exercising your neurons, okay, by scripting, robotic affirming, right? I have talked about those on my channel, and I've even talked about the science of those, the science behind robotic affirming and scripting on my channel. There's a lot shifting, a lot changing, okay? It basically the neural pathways, the neurons in your brain are firing and wiring differently. Things are shifting and changing in your brain, and that does mean that things are shifting and changing in your 3D as well, even if you can't see it just yet. Your higher self, your higher mind, your subconscious mind, for those of you that are spiritual, your universe, angels, whatever, it knows what it's doing. Crown chakra, it's working. Just trust me. I've maybe you can't see what's happening right now, but once it does happen, like you'll put together the pieces like, oh wow, this is always happening, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this does work. Because I've heard of numerous success stories where people, you know, talk about how they manifested their SP, and even though they saw no visible movement, their SP was thinking about them the entire time. Their SP even told them like, oh, I was going to text you, but I didn't really know what to say. I was like typing and deleting text. Okay, so yeah, nothing is ever like set in stone. Don't think that just because they're not in your life right now, or you don't have that love that you desire, it's never going to happen. Okay, it will happen. You just need to keep going, keep persisting, less reacting. Okay, even if you react, you can get what you want, but don't make things harder than they need to be. Okay, yeah, so yeah, also you can also assume that the best version of your specific person is manifesting you, which is why you may be getting thoughts to recreate them. So if you're just like, you know what, I don't like this about them, I actually want this person to do this, this, and this. It could be that their, you know, higher self, their higher version, or again, just your perception of their higher self, the best version, is like, you know, it's reaching through to you, and that's good. If you've been thinking about recreating your SP, that's actually a good sign, because you're asking for more. That's a form of self-concept. You're asking for better. So that's a good thing, you know? Don't just settle for a text when you can get a full-on relationship. When they can be spoiling you, romancing you, taking you out, showing you off to friends and family, bragging about you, crossing mountains to see you, to be with you, okay? So I feel like if you're recreating your SP, that's also like a form of like self-love, self-concept, and really, really stick to that. Stick to that new version of them, and anything else that doesn't reflect that, literally just ignore it. Okay, that's an alternate reality. I don't care. I'm not even going to take it personally, right? You have to be so nonchalant about it. You don't even have to be mad about it. Just be like, no, good for you. You know, like the thumbs up emoji. And I know it can be kind of like passive aggressive, sarcastic, right? Like just be like, oh yeah, thumbs up to that reality. I don't really care, because I am only going to accept the reality that I do want, right? So yeah. Okay, another thing that I wrote here is, if you see them showing up as an undesirable version of themselves, think of it as a purge of an undesirable reality or circumstances. So purges don't have to exist, but if something negative is happening, just be like, okay, well, this is gonna leave. I'm glad it's actually leaving my system, my belief system, and I know it's gonna be replaced with something better. Okay, or just see it, honestly, if you don't want to think about that, just see it as a bridge of incidents that is leading you to your full manifestation. I think that's always the best thing. I think that's the way that I like seeing things. Like, okay, this is just a bridge of incidents. Okay, whatever's happening, everything I observe is leading me to my full and final manifestation. Consistency is key. It's so important to stay consistent with positive thoughts. That's really what's going to beat undesirable thoughts, undesirable circumstances. You're going to be collapsing unwanted timelines, okay, by literally just focusing on what you do want. So yeah, know that reality is malleable and nothing is set in stone. Like I mentioned, they could go from not giving you the time of day to like blowing up your phone, to showing up at your door with flowers, consistently wanting to see you and fully committing to you, okay? I've seen this happen. I've seen people go from being like blocked, their SP telling them, I never want to see you again, I never want anything to do with you, okay, to them like being like very committed, to them being like, oh, I can't live without you, blowing up their phone. This has happened to me too, okay? At least like my specific story, like with one of the SPs that I was trying to manifest, that was like, this guy was a complete player, okay? Like definitely I knew he was like seeing other people. I wasn't like, I mean, I was pretty into him, but like, yeah, whatever, like, you know. And then I was like, okay, you know what, let me just manifest this guy, because I actually like, you know, did start like, I guess like, you know, developing an affinity towards him. And he came back like very clingy. Honestly, like he would text me all the time. He texted me like more than I was like texting him, honestly, like to the point where I was like, I think he had to like talk to me and be like, he had to like tell me, can you improve your communication skills? Which for the past, whenever I've dated people, a lot of the times, you know, I was the one with better communication skills and I'd have to tell them to communicate, but he was the one that was telling me like, hey, can you text me more? You know, yeah, like he wanted to see me a lot. He ended up introducing me to his friends and family, told me that he loved me, asked me to be official. Like all of these things happened, and this guy was like the most nonchalant person. Actually, the first, like he like ghosted me after the second date, which was pretty funny. And then like months later, he like reaches out, and like it just turns into like a full-blown relationship, and he's like pretty much everything that I want. And he's like the most like literally he was like better than I even expected him to be. Like we were on like the same page for everything, and like the communication was like better than like my exes. And like it was just so funny how like he had to tell me like what I would usually, tell like my exes to do in relationships. So I mean, like that's how, yeah, like this stuff does work. Okay, and again, like keep in mind, I was like ghosted. Like this man literally ghosted me. So if you think like if someone like ghosts you, that they're never gonna come back, that's not true. I've had like multiple people that ghosted. That honestly, I didn't even want to come back, came back. Okay, so yeah, like ghosting is not the end all be all. In fact, I don't even like using that word, and I try not to use that word even in my readings because I feel like it's never permanent. Like if they come back, did they really ghost you, right? Like, but yeah. Anyways, just a little bit of a motivational story. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. I do want to give you some self-concept affirmations. Also, I do want to let you know that I offer one-on-one manifestation coaching. I have a couple of different manifestation packages. I have like a package where we talk through call. I have like a 7-day package on Etsy. And then I have like a DM package where we just talk through Instagram DMs. They're all priced differently, so figure out what works best for you. Okay, I do want to give you some self-concept affirmations that will help you manifest like security and safety in your relationship. For example, it is safe for you to receive and keep love. Once you get your manifestation, it's safe for you to keep it. It's easy for you to keep it, okay? It's familiar, okay? Love that you want is familiar to you. It is safe for you to be in the relationship of your dreams with someone you like and are attracted to. It is safe for you to feel love, passion, security, everything. Everything is safe for you to experience. You don't have to be with someone just because they look good on paper, okay? You don't have to experience a tumultuous relationship with someone you're deeply attracted to and passionate about. No, you can have safety, security, attraction, and passion, okay? And financial stability, and whatever it is that you want, whatever you want out of a connection, okay? You can have it all. Tell yourself, I can have it all. It's easy for me to have it all. You are unforgettable and irreplaceable. Okay, I am unforgettable and irreplaceable. I'm magnetic, irresistible, irreplaceable. This one's a really good affirmation for like third parties, especially no one compares to me. I'm irreplaceable. That's like a third party killer. Like, you know how there's like roach spray? That works. Trust me. I've tried it. It definitely works. No one compares to me. I'm irreplaceable. I'm so deeply unforgettable and irresistible and irreplaceable. You only okay. Sorry about that. What was that? You only attract the versions of people who fully commit to you and are fully emotionally available for you and only you. Okay, excuse my coughing there. I was trying to like mix up sentences or like combine sentences. Again, I'm gonna say that, okay, in I form. I only attract the versions of people who fully commit to me and are fully emotionally available for me and only me. You only attract the best, most emotionally available versions of people that fully commit to you, okay? People that are they're doing everything right, okay? I would even say, oh, I'm so lucky that I'm in my dream relationship. And you can write down exactly what it is that you want them to do in this connection, okay? But I love the part about them being emotionally available for you, because I know that's like, an excuse that a lot of people like use, oh, like I'm just not ready or whatever. No, they're ready for you right now. They've always been ready for you. They're more than ready for you. They're ready to fully commit. Because if it's happening for other people, there are other people out there that are married, that are buying houses, that are moving in together, that are having kids, that are getting dogs, okay? It can happen for you. You're not going to be stuck in this like loop of being single or only being in a situationship or only being in a relationship and not being able to get past that, okay? It's okay for you to have it all. It's okay for you to break through that upper limit of whatever you've experienced in love. It's safe for you to have it all. It's always been safe. It's safe for you to keep it, okay? Once you break that threshold, you'll be cruising, okay? For me, like, I know I like giving this example a lot. Once I got my like first 6-figure job, which was my first job out of college, I like never had money issues ever. And like it's been like 5 years and I'm still like cruising. Like money is just like not even something that I have to affirm too much for. And like it did take a little bit of a while to like pass that threshold, because like, I didn't really have like the best internships in college or whatever. Like, yeah, I earned like minimum wage, whatever. But once I got that, I was like, I was set and I was good. And I was still able to keep it. And I had all the insecurities in the world, imposter syndrome, not feeling smart enough, okay? But I told myself like, no, this is the life that I want to live. I deserve luxury. I deserve abundance, and I still have it years later, okay? You can look back to my videos literally from like a couple years ago and you'll see I still like, I'm living in like the same place in New York City. So this is just an example, okay? This is just like, I'm not trying to brag, but this is just like motivation for you that you can keep good things in your life. Okay, I know some people have come to me, you know, that like I've like done manifestation coaching with people regarding like money, and I know like this one lady came to me and said that it's easy for her to earn money, but it's hard for her to like save up. Like anytime she would earn money, something would happen. Maybe she'd unconsciously like, you know, forget to pay something, and she'd have to like, you know, pay a fine, or like, you know, pay like a fee or interest on that or something, right? And I gave her these affirmations about how it's easy for her to, you know, like keep and save up large amounts of money. It really is that easy. The affirmations don't have to be like some genius thing, but it's easy for her to like, you know, sustain like large amounts of money, you know, be able to keep that. It's easy for her to it feels good being around money. It feels good being around like, you know, it feels, I love love. I love money. I love the way money feels in my life. I love the way love feels in my life. When it's something that you like, you know, that makes your brain feel familiar to it, right? Because some people have this sort of like unconscious, like preconceived notion of money that, oh, it's evil. It's the root cause of all evil. This, that. I mean, it really depends on how you use it. Same with love. Just because you've been hurt in the past before doesn't mean love can't be like the most beautiful thing ever. I know some people who've never had a relationship in their life, or a successful relationship. Maybe they got cheated on a lot, that are like thriving, that are like, you know, living their best life in love. Just because you experience something once, or even a couple of times, or even a lot of times, doesn't mean you're always going to experience that again and again. Because if that was the case, then everyone would just stay stuck where they are. No one would get jobs, no one would get married, no one would like, you know, have like a family, right? They just stay stuck, and that's just not true. Like you won't stay stuck where you are forever. Okay, but it really is about your mindset and perspective, and how you're even viewing yourself in relation to that thing. Why are you viewing yourself as you know, a victim, or like someone who is like, you know, constantly embodying the scarcity mindset? In fact, just say, I view myself as someone who has an abundance mindset, who's so fiercely confident in their abilities to manifest. I view myself as someone who can have it all. It's safe for them to have it all. They're used to having it all. Okay, so yeah, anyways, I will go ahead and end the video right here. I really hope this helps. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do offer manifestation coaching, like I mentioned. Check out my website for my services, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much.